Hello everyone, welcome to a live session. Hope you all are doing good. So today I'm going to talk about a topic which I wanted to do since a long time, and I've been getting a lot of queries and questions related to it. So I thought I'll just come online and speak about it for I hope it helps people who have always been in doubt about it. So today's topic is what is the importance of having a niche and how do you decide one. So am I audible? Could anybody just give me a thumbs up if you could hear my voice clearly? Hi everyone, thank you for joining in. Okay, so the topic for today's session is the importance of niche. So before I proceed, let me give you some few examples, such as what do you think about when you hear the word Pizza Hut? Okay, what comes to your mind? The word Pizza Hut. You think about pizzas, obviously. You don't think about anything else, like you don't think about maybe other cuisines. You just think about pizza, right? Similarly, when you think about McDonald's, what does come to your mind the first time? It's like burgers. So that is the thing, like when you hear a word, when you hear about a brand, the first thing that clicks your mind, that is the impact that is created by that brand or company, because they have a niche. They specialize in those things, right? Pizza Hut specializes in different varieties of pizza. The Burger King, the McDonald's and all those things, they have a specialized niche and they don't deviate from that. They have been going on offering the same things in so many years. So that's what comes to our mind, and that's what is gives us a picture that we don't expect to have something else like fried rice or paneer or something like that in a McDonald's outlet or in a Pizza Hut. Why? Because we know what they are going to offer and we are happy with that. So that's what, now coming to the point, that's what I'm telling is exactly in the field of Instagram or hi Mridula, or blogging or anywhere on social media. It is very important to have a niche. You cannot offer a lot of content without a niche. You just go on offering and at the end it doesn't give you any value. It doesn't help you to grow, because niche is something which is very important and it helps you to grow in a very systematic manner, because there are a lot of, I'll talk about in the later session, the various benefits of having a niche. So to begin with, what is a niche? It is a specialized segment of the market for a particular kind of a product or a service. Okay, so it's like it is a specialized market because it is a specialized thing. Like if you have a niche, you are specialized in that. It shows the your authority, it shows your expertise in that. So if you have a niche, if you stick to that, people will know you by that thing, whatever it could be anything. So that is the importance. It defines like kind of gives exclusivity, that you are exclusively talk about these things or something, whatever it is. So that is the importance of having a niche. So that could be any niche. The niche could be anything. It depends upon your interest, upon your passion, about your desire or whatever it is. So you need to understand what are you good at, what do you like, and how do you see yourself in the next few years. So when you decide a niche, it is also very important to keep in mind what are your interests, what are your passions, what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses, and whether you would like to monetize it in future. What are the demands of that particular segment or that industry or whatever in the market. So you have to do your own market research, you have to do your own kind of analysis, how much competition is there in that field, and how far you can go in that, and whether you have the ability to, if the competition is high and you still want to stick with that niche, you should think about ways to stand out of the crowd. You don't mingle in the crowd, you don't get into the crowd, but you should try to stand out of it. So you have to think long term as well, like whether you can sustain that field for a longer time, and it only will be possible if you have that genuine inner interest. If you don't have an interest in that, if you are doing just for the sake of, someone else is doing that and he or she is getting popular, they are getting a lot of fame, they are getting money, whatever it is, and so you want to do the same thing, then I'm sorry, you won't be able to do it, because it is not you, it's not your genuine talent, or your inner, your interest. You're doing just for the sake of doing, you're being forced to do that, or something else. So unless and until that inner passion drives you to do something, please don't do it. So what are the importance, what are the benefits of having a niche? So the first thing is, it helps you to save your time and energy, because you are fixed, that I have to talk about this, and I'll be only my topics will be revolving only about these things. So you forget about other things which are not in your niche. Secondly, it avoids burnout and overwhelm. You are not overwhelmed by a lot of content overload doesn't happen. You are very much particular, specific, these things only I'll be talking. You could prepare your own strategy, or you could just prepare your own kind of notes and everything, and you are ready with your topics. So you don't waste your time to search what else, what next. And it also prevents burnout, like you don't have to overthink, now this is not giving me results, now what else should I do? So hi everyone, for those who are joining us now, I'm talking about the importance of having a niche and how to decide about it, like how to decide a particular niche. And it also helps you, your followers. When you have a niche, your followers know what to expect from you, and they save your time and theirs as well. Because when someone visits your profile, and the first thing they'll see is what do you talk about. So if they get a clear idea that okay, this person is talking about maybe makeup or only about food, and if they are interested, they will stick with you. Otherwise they'll just go away, because you don't want them to waste their time. And that's how you can save yourself from unfollowers, because people sometimes get confused. If your niche is not very clear, people will join you but they don't find your content interesting or relevant for them, and then they unfollow you. So that's where people they get stuck, that I'm getting a lot of unfollowers. So if you are having that issue, please go back, check whether your niche is clear, whether your bio talks about what are you about your topics. Is it very clear? Are you putting it out clearly that yes, I'm talking about these things? So if that is the case, then you should try and do kind of modification on your profile. You should very it should be very clearly explained in your bio that I talk about whatever it is, maybe travel or fitness or health, or just you talk about cooking recipes, or you are a small business owner, or whatever it is. Just be specific and clear in your bio, and the first 6 or 9 posts should be very clearly indicating that whatever your niche is about. So that will help your followers as well to take a decision whether they want to follow you or not. Also, you don't have any confusion, and you have a clarity that you are very certain that I'll be talking about these things, and you want to try and increase your own knowledge, and you research on those topics, and it increases your knowledge as well, and you become more and more expert in that. So you can help out people. Thank you, Darshika. And you can help out people with whatever knowledge you have. So it's like a win-win situation for you as well as your followers. So these are some of the benefits of having a niche. Now coming to the cons, obviously there could be few cons, like you could get bored of talking repeatedly about the same topics and the same things, or you could sometimes feel that you're running out of ideas, and you don't know, like you feel you have talked about everything and still there's nothing much to talk. So there could be such certain situations where you feel that there's the niche, deciding a particular niche just binds you, and you are restricted, you cannot talk about other things. So you come to that point as well. So when you have such kind of a situation, you could just deviate a little bit, you could just spread out your limits, your boundaries, and you could talk about a few things here and there which are not exactly in your niche, but yes, somewhat related to your niche as well. So that's why you have to be very, very, when you decide your niche, you have to be very certain that what are your topics, like which are of interest. And a very important point while deciding your niche is what is that topic on which you could, just talk for an hour or 2 hours or 3 hours. You could just go on talking. What comes to your mind? What type of topic is that? So when you understand what type of topic is that, so you can just explore and find out other things which are related to that. Secondly, if you should know what are your strengths and weaknesses. Suppose you are, say, good at cooking, so you could always start a food channel or a food recipe blog or something talking about cooking, different tips and tricks, hacks, etc. But if you're not good at cooking, you should not take up such kind of a niche. So similarly, someone who is doesn't like traveling or doesn't get any opportunity to travel much, they shouldn't take up any niche which is related to traveling or such kind of topics, because they cannot fulfill those things. So whatever is within your limits, whatever is within your abilities, that kind of a topic you should always decide. Now there are different types of niche. Few broadly I can just tell you about the different types of niche. That is, there could be travel, there could be beauty, there could be fashion, health, fitness, then parenting, lifestyle, business related, then arts, drawing, paintings. There are so many subcategories in that. Then relationship advices, all kind of relationship coaches. Then language, teaching a new language, or spirituality. Then there are related to animals, pets. Then there are so many such kind of niche. I mean, there are so many more. So the only thing is you need to understand your capabilities and decide on that. Now, while deciding your niche, what else is important is that you should not consider other people's experiences more. Like you compare yourself with other people and you think that, okay, this person is having more popularity or fame because of this particular niche, like whatever it could be, like makeup or lifestyle bloggers. So if you also take up the same thing, it won't be possible, because everybody is different, everybody has a different individuality, we are all unique. So whatever you are good at is not necessary that the other person will also be good at that. So it's very important that you don't get carried away by those things. Also, you should not look at the success or the failures of other people. You should know what is relevant in the current times, what kind of content is being more and more consumed by people, what is being appreciated and what people need more, or what kind of things are not available in the market these days and which could be in demand in the near future. So those kind of things are very important. So you have to do kind of research in that field as well. And you should always try to also think that whether you will be able to sustain it, whether you will be able to invest more time, more energy into this topic, and whether you will be able to sustain it for a longer time. Because sometimes you just lose your energy, time, you don't want to invest so much time, you feel bored, or you don't want to you're not interested anymore. So it's fine, you can always change your niche, there's no harm in that. So but only thing is you should enjoy whatever you are doing. And if you are not very clear about what niche you want to select, you could just if you have too many. Okay, so now coming to the topic, whether you want, how to decide your niche. So just take a paper and a pen and just write down what is your interest, or in the priority level, like the highest one, and then next whatever comes. So the first thing which you write is obviously the one which you love the most doing, whatever it could be. So you could take up that. Or else if you don't find any, it is very rare that none of us have any talent or any passion, it's very rare. But in such a situation, what you should do is you should just think, like, in your spare time, what do you do? Like, what all do you read, or what all do you browse, what all do you watch on YouTube or on TV or movies or whatever it is, what kind of a genre you like, what is that something which catches your attention and which makes you more interested. So those, you just pay attention, be more mindful, be aware of your own likes and dislikes, and that will help you to decide your niche. Now at the same time, if you are having too many interests, too many hobbies, too many passions, so what should you do in such a case? So when you have too many passions and hobbies, you could just write down all of them, and then you could try and combine all of them into one niche. Okay, if you could do that. Like suppose if you have too many, you could always combine them and make it into one niche, and then showcase it to your audience, instead of having too many things. Because it is not also, because there is always a you could always have two accounts for two different topics, but that is not very easy. It is not easy to run two accounts at the same time. So whenever one is only very difficult. So if you want to grow yourself, it's always very important that you concentrate and give your full attention to that particular account, and in that you try your best, whatever it is. If it doesn't work, it's fine. You could always change it and do whatever makes you happy, because at the end, whatever you're doing, you should always enjoy that thing. So that is what I wanted to talk about, about the niche thing. So it is not very important, but yes, if you want to grow yourself as a blogger and you want to monetize yourself at a later stage, so this is for all the new bloggers. So if you want to, please decide and fix a niche. A very major broad one is also fine, but don't just combine a lot of things, confuse your audience. Because someone who may have joined you for some one particular kind of a content, and if the next day you change your content and you put something else, the audience won't be happy. They will unfollow you. So you want to retain your audience, and you want to make them stay. So that's why it's important. So this is what I was talking about, having a niche and the importance. If anybody has any questions, you could put it in the comments below. I'll be very happy to answer. Okay, so if nobody has any questions, I'll just end the session here. Thank you all so much for joining in, and if you have any questions later on while watching the recording, please do drop in the comments, and I'll be very happy to answer. Thank you.